my God, I need some, oh my God. You want to know what's really crazy about all this stuff? It's when you're healing, you're like, oh my God, celibacy. Yes, I'm sitting here and I'm becoming one with myself. I know myself. I'm learning myself. People don't tell you that you need some, okay? That you need sometimes. You don't need to go on this healing journey because you just need a good, you know what I mean? Sometimes you just need you need it, okay? People don't tell you though. People don't tell you because what they really don't tell you, the fine print, is that you don't really want anybody new. Why? Because they're all weird. All the new ones, they're all weird. And you don't feel like raising your body count over no weirdos, okay? And then what they don't also tell you is you don't want to go back to your past because that's where your ex is at. And they weird too, okay? So what the fuck are you supposed to do? What the fuck are you supposed to do? It's frustrating. Healing is not for the weak, okay? Being a celibate person is not for the weak. I'd just rather be a...
Interesting. Next clip.
So I watched this comedian talk today about the difference between how a man feels peace versus how a woman feels peace. And he was saying that men really just like want to sit there in silence. Like they don't want to talk. They don't want to do anything. They just like want to vegetate and like just fill up space. Whereas women want to sit there and they want to talk and they want to check in. And for a woman, peace is like this emotional, physical, mental safety. And it's the reassurance that like she's not crazy for reaching out and being like, hey, is everything cool? Whereas for a lot of men, that's actually really aggravating and annoying and inconvenient. And so then it makes the woman feel like she's too much and too crazy and she needs to shrink herself and be small so that the man feels okay. And I've always struggled with this concept because I have to remind myself, healthy men find deep peace in emotional attuned women. And I truly believe that it's in the immature or emotionally unavailable men who confuse peace with no challenge. Because if a man has to sit there and connect with a woman and validate her and hear her out, that's really annoying and frustrating because she's challenging him to like reach deeper in himself emotionally. And a lot of people, especially men, because you know, men can't reach into their feelings and like be attuned to it, they get really frustrated and they shut the woman down and they gaslight her and that whole jazz. So my question to you, do you think men only feel peace when a woman is quiet? And do you think he mixes up peace with control? Because I've heard a lot of incels say that they need to treat women like children. And that literally irks me. So what are your thoughts?
And once again, men in the comments have to give feedback because this is actually a simple concept. You can do both. You don't have to talk his ear off for the entire time and ruin his peace. But he can also sit there and just listen to you yap so that you can get out whatever you need to get out for your mental health and your peace. Guys.
You know what? I know it kills y'all that my parents are together. My parents were together when I was conceived, married when I was conceived. I grew up with an active father who barely told me no. I grew up with a mother who was my first fan. I have no baby daddy. I have no children. I'm getting my master's degree. I went to Spelman. I'm not ugly. I be broke, but I'm not poor. I'm 5'8", so that means you gotta be 6 foot plus to deal with me. I just know when it comes to haters, I know your ass itch when it come to me.
And this is what I'm saying. You have to be humble. Dude in the comments said, girl, if you went to Spelman, then you know in a sea of dimes, you're not even a nickel. Bring yourself down off of that horse. Please, just be humble.
You know, I saw this post on Reddit a couple of days ago, and it was on a dating subreddit, and it essentially asked, would you date yourself? And a lot of people were saying like, no. My immediate thought, and I commented this, I was like, yes, I'm a catch. And I have always said I would make an amazing girlfriend and an amazing wife. Not a mother, because I don't want kids. I'm kids. But I don't know, something just kind of hit me today. And I don't know if it's just like my mind overthinking a little bit or whatever, but it's like, yes, I would date myself because I recognize I have all of these great qualities that make me a really great partner, right? But if I truly was so great, if I truly was a catch, then wouldn't I be in a relationship? Is that dumb for me to think? Like, I don't know. I feel like if I was a great catch, someone would have caught me by now. Someone would have been able to see those amazing traits and qualities about me and would be like, I want to be with her. Instead, I've been single for years. Maybe I'm the delusional one. Maybe I don't know, guys. I don't know. Am I being dumb? Like, is this not a crazy line of thinking? Please tell me.
Good point here in the comments. It says, you're beautiful, but we need to give ourselves the opportunity to be loved. I see women seem to be chasing a lot of the same guys who have many options, yet they get the ick from the average guys. Most of us are average. It just is what it is.
Over the past 7 days or so, I have unlocked a new fear. And that fear is that when I have children, that one of those children will be a son. And I know this is a very unpopular opinion because a lot of people don't want daughters. But the thing is, with having a daughter, or even if I have several daughters, let's just say I have 3 daughters, I only have to worry about protecting that daughter or those daughters from people out there in the world that would seek to harm them, right? There are certain behaviors that I can teach them that would make them less likely to be victims. I can put them in self-defense classes. I can show them the studies that indicate that men are much less likely to attack women that come across as confident and self-assured and having high self-esteem. I can instill that in them so that they grow up to be confident young women. What I cannot do, however, is protect the women that my son comes across. If my son grows up to become a predator, there's no way that I can possibly protect all the women that he may harm. And that is my greatest fear of being a parent, is that I will have a son and he will become a predator. Because it is far easier to protect one child from the world than it is to protect the world from what that child could become.
Man in the comments says, the same way you can put your daughter in self-defense classes and teach them how dangerous men can be is the same way you can show your son every day how a woman needs to be treated and loved. Everything starts at home. What they do afterward is out of your control. Thank you. Period. End of story. They don't seem to understand that they can train their sons. They can put their sons in positions around positive male figures that teach them how to be men, that teach them how to control their strength. This is an open and shut case. End of story.
Public service announcement. Just because you're a woman with a career doesn't mean that the guy you're with gets to go 50-50. On the contrary, it just means that he needs to level up to be able to give you a life that you can't give yourself.
I think you might want to go ahead and delete this. This does not make any sense.
This man just told me he would rather stay single forever than to have to deal with a woman like me because I said...
I didn't say that. I didn't say a woman like you. I said women in general.
No, because they say things like this. Because I said, I'm trying to replace my water faucet because I need a filtered one because I need filtered water on my face.
I put it on my face. I need filtered water for my face. I've been using tap water my whole life. Not perfectly fine face. It's all good.
You could probably use some filtered water.
I mean, ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous.
I see what he's saying. First of all, I think based on looking at their dynamic, they know each other. Or else she wouldn't be walking home with him in the middle of the night in the dark. She would have left him at the hotel or wherever they're coming from, at the bar. They would have parted ways then. I think they actually know each other. I would bet money on that. Number one. Number two, what his point is if I have to spend upwards of $300, $400, $500 on something that I don't think that I actually need, I'm not doing that. If a woman say, oh, this is what I got. His broader point is, if I've got to pay for a water filter, what else is next? Oh, well, I need this, I need that. And basically what he's saying is there's going to be a lot of stuff that he has to buy that's not necessary. And women are going to try to shame him and say, well, you know, if you love me, you'll do it. And men in general are tired of that. I got to buy you a bag to show you that I love you. I got to pay for a $500 steak to show you that I love you. I got to buy you that $150,000 car to show you that I love you. I got to buy you that $600,000, $700,000, $800,000 house to show you that I love you. It starts right there and then it continues to push. That's his whole entire point. I get that this is probably a cheap fix. This is something minute in the grand scheme of things. But his point is, When does it end? Tap water is just fine. You're cleansing your face. I think you'll be all right.
If you're a guy who's attractive, motivated, and focused, here's the truth that no one tells you. Dating actually gets harder for you guys. People would assume that you have options and that you're always talking to someone. But really, most girls won't approach you. The ones who do might only see the surface. You're selective, and not because you're arrogant, but because you've built too much to just let anyone in. And you just want peace and not distraction. So yeah, you might have more attention, but finding someone who actually sees you, that's the real challenge. Follow me for more dating tips.
Why can't men seem to follow the basic bare minimum rules for dates? 1, don't ask the girl for suggestions. You pick the place, take initiative. 2, book a reservation. Is that not obvious? 3, follow up a few days before and say, hey, I just want to make sure we're still on for today. Same day of, text them in the morning and be like, can't wait to see you later today. Guys, why is it not clicking? Do we need to like draw this out for you, make like a diagram, standard operating procedure? Like, what's not clicking, Steven?
You guys got to start opening your mouths, dude. Y'all have been way too lazy in this dating game for way too long. To be fair, he was doing a little bit too much, so I get it.
What about me being very disappointed in black men choosing other races such as Spanish, white, and Arabic?
And you have a right to feel that way. But when you guys also say that y'all have the presence of a resting base and expecting that man to kiss your ass to get to know you, it's a problem for me.
Because my resting face is sexy. That's
It's
how
not.
I feel.
It's not.
a sexy.
It's disgusting.
Okay, so what about
That's
a
what you
Spanish?
think. That's your ego.
That's what
No,
most
it's not.
men
All right,
think.
wait.
Me,
No men think
it's
that's
me
sexy.
All right,
feeling
so-
like-
I'm just saying, you can be more approachable. I'm not here to harm you. I'm not here to disrespect you.
Why?
Look, why?
We
Look, you just proving my
No,
point.
I'm saying.
I don't understand what's so hard about that. I would be that way with any race. I would be that way with any ethnicity. If I come up to you, you're smiling and you're not, I'm going to talk to the person who's smiling. We're going to have a conversation. Just because I'm a nice person, I'm going to turn to you and say, oh, is everything okay? Okay, great. And continue talking to the person that's pleasant. Why do you think it would be any different for men talking to you?
I've prepared a list to help unattractive women realize that they're unattractive. Because I realize that no one's going to tell you to your face because they don't want to hurt your feelings. Number 1, you work in an office. No attractive woman works in an office for longer than it takes for the CEO to start banging her and setting her up in an apartment. You take the bus. You will never see an attractive woman at a bus stop. She'll either be picked up and trafficked, or she's got a man who loves her enough who'll drive her wherever she needs to go. You post a picture on Instagram, and there are tons of comments telling you how beautiful you are from other women. I got bad news for you, sweetie. Ugly women love to boost other ugly women. They think that if they can bring down the scale of attractiveness to the level that they're at, so everybody's on that level, then they cannot be revealed for being the hideous monsters that they actually are. You're Asian. I don't need to explain that.
I don't know, but I've been noticing lately that like women are actually pretty submissive with men or towards men. I was at an event yesterday, and then later I went to this bar, and I sit there because I go out by myself all the time, and I was just like watching, how women cater to men. Like immediately, like they soften up, and they're like, like a little flirty and this and that, and the conversation just like really shifts, because like when I'm talking to the women, like it's completely different. Like they're strong, they're independent, they're like, yeah, this and that. And then shows up and all of a sudden it's like they get into character and they're like, like, I need a man, like, help me. I'm like, you know, I'm defenseless. And I think it's so interesting. Like, I've never had that mentality. I'm just like, oh, a person. I don't know. I wonder why. I've never really thought that way. It's strange.
Well, I think you said on your page somewhere that you were a clinical psychologist, so you should understand the dynamics of roles in relationships. This would be one of them. It's not necessarily a character. It's one giving space for the other one. Because if there's two types of the same thing, then it's not going to work. If you have two dominant personalities, it's not going to work. So you would give way to the stronger personality. When I'm around my girls, I act a different way because there's a different dynamic. But when I'm around my man, then I'm going to act differently because I'm around my man. My man fulfills a different role in my life. With us, we take on certain things and certain characteristics. We got to do what we got to do. But around a man, it's different. I allow him to be the man in my life, and I am the woman in his life, and vice versa. I don't think it's that confusing.
No, because where do men get the audacity? Where? Because I'm just like, I had an on and off again, very toxic, tumultuous situationship for the past like 2 years. We finally ended things back in October. I thought we were in... So embarrassing to say that. So stupid. I thought we were like in love with each other. Because he love bombed me. He loved bombed me. Anyways, oh my god, that's so embarrassing to even say. That's not even the point of this. Anyways, he basically told me like, I don't know what the hell you want from me. Like, you want me to treat you like a queen, and I'm simply not going to do that. Like, we're just... I was like, you literally told me you wanted me to meet your mom. But like, okay, totally. So anyways, obviously I felt like after that, and I told him that he made me feel like I was very like, wow. I'm sitting here minding my own business. Tell me why this man, first of all, 30 years old and balding, messages me on Snapchat. Hey, kick fucking rocks. Kick rocks. You know what too? This man is deployed. So I know what he wanted. He wanted to see these titties. And you know what? Absolutely. Go fight in the war. Don't you have to do?
Ma'am, he didn't do anything to you. These young ladies need to start taking accountability for the relationships that they got in and they wanted to be in. 2 years? I could see if we were talking about 6 months. But 2 years? He was bamboozling you for 2 years? Come on. No. At some point you wanted to be there.
The funniest thing this week has been a man texting me something and my homeboy saying, send that to me. So I sent it to him. And he copied and pasted that message and sent it to the girl he talked to. Word for word, bar for bar, copied that whole man's message.
Work smarter, not harder. Keep up the good work, bro.
Oh my god.
You gotta be more careful out there, man. They looking for opportunity.
So Paul just told me that I was cooked.
I'm just tired of these females who cooked after 30.
What are your thoughts on that?
I think I've seen that.
You
clip.
see that? Because it's
I've
going
seen that
viral and
clip.
everyone now is in my DMs telling me I'm cooked. So I'm like, okay, cool. I'm 34. I get it. I might be a little cooked, but what do you feel about that?
And Paul, you're what? 47?
7.
Right. So which means he no longer
47
a unk.
in
Which
shape.
means you no longer a unk, you a
47
papa.
in shape.
That means you a cooked papa.
Can still-
You are no longer a unk.
Can still dunk.
So what he's doing from a
still
psychological
run a 40.
perspective, is he's self-projecting his papa cooked self on you. Because honey, you're not cooked. But the papas are.
Hello!
They are.
Come through.
You are no longer unk, baby. You are a papa status.
All right.
You know what
listen.
papas do, right? They
What do
watch
they do?
grandkids and cook. You cooked. That's all you do.
No, I don't
Yeah.
watch. I don't have no grandkids, so no.
Her, on the other hand, she's still rare marinated meat. That's what that is.
Hello, rare marination.
She ain't even got to cooking yet. She not even nowhere near the grill yet.
Hello. That's why we was matching.
So for now on, for the entirety of this episode, I'm gonna call you Papa Pierce.
I'll take that.
That's what you're gonna get, Papa Pierce.
Papa Pierce is comedy.
That's all
I
you
love
get.
that down.
Who is Dr. Brian fooling? That lady went on Paul Pierce and completely disrespected that man throughout the entire show. Now, Paul, he kept it classy, but he had every right to tear her ass up.
I think they just talking trash. That's really all it is. They just talking trash between each other. That's it.
Hey guys, just real quick, asking for a friend. If you're wearing shorts for the first time in the gym and this guy comes up to you and he says, I see you in those shorts, and then you turn around and say, what's that supposed to mean? And he says, you look good. What does that mean? Please let me know. Thanks.
You really don't want the validation to end. That's why you on here making this video.
Can we bring back trying to impress women? Not because you have to, because it's fun. The whole like chill guy, nonchalant. Get the fuck out of here. I'm not interested.
No, and once more again, no.
Yeah, I just seen this video and this girl was like, when you decenter men, you will see how crazy some women are. When I decentered men and I seen how a lot of women will blame another woman for the man's choices, the man's decision-making skills. Like, when you decenter men, you really get an eye-opening of everything. It's like you're outside looking in. And I'm so glad I did it, because there is still a lot of lost women out here that still worship the ground that some men walk on, and they have not came to their senses. And I just be sitting back mind blown, because I'm like, girl, get up, please.
You don't have to decenter men. You can just listen to what men tell you. Avoid this type of man. Avoid these environments. Watch out for this. Look out for that. And y'all's lives, really, honestly, and truly, at least when it comes to men, would be a whole lot easier, in my opinion.
So I just asked a question on that last video. This date was really good. We hit it off. We have a lot of similar interests, things in common, things like that. We talked about like family trauma and stuff. It got real deep real quick, which I'm okay with. Like, I want to get to know somebody, and I'm actually dating with intention at this point. I'm not just dating just to like go on dates and like that's it, to fill a void or anything like that. I'm actually dating to see if I can find my person. Which is a bummer, because it was a really, really good day. We had a lot of fun. It was kind of spontaneous last minute, but it was fun. So I'm just bummed. But I just feel like I can't get over that hurdle of like him having a female best friend. Even though it's been a long time, it's weird to me. I don't know.
Have you ever thought about, and this is just a suggestion, have you ever thought about talking to him about it instead of talking to the internet? Just throwing that out there.
You could be having the worst day ever, and all of a sudden, a man will tell you, you should smile more. Smile, beautiful.
I mean, really, honestly, and truly, for all of that therapy that these women say that they're going to, I don't know if you need to go to another tier. I don't know if you need to up the therapy sessions. I don't know if you need to go to groups outside of your therapy sessions. I don't know if you need to join therapy clubs, but whatever it is, y'all are getting worse.
There's a sensuality deficit in the United States, and that is not up for debate. That is a fact. There's a sensuality deficit, and that is why I believe that it is harder for American women to embrace their feminine energy, because it is so discouraged here, and we have very few examples of it. Everything is so capitalist that it's about doing more, achieving more. You know, how productive can you be? How hard can you work? How much can you suffer? How much can you sacrifice? How much can you do? How much can you give? How much can you be a woman that's doing the work of 10 different people and still you're expected to be hot. That is not femininity, okay? That is taking a masculine standard and saying you must meet it, but also look hot. It's like how in movies when they make a cool girl, the cool girl or the tough girl is really a masculine character who just happens to be hot on the outside. Like, we have no room, no space for feminine energy or femininity in the United States, because every time we have this conversation, if you keep citing the 1950s as the example of femininity, you need to travel to a different country. We need to expand our experience, okay? If that is the only thing that you can recall if you are in the United States, that in itself is a sign that we don't have an example of it. We don't have space for it, because that's not it. That's not it. So we need to stop having that conversation, stop bringing that up, because that is not, that is not it. Let me give you an example that illustrates this point very well. Americans like traveling to Europe because Europe is more sensual. Europe is more feminine. We crave it, but we don't know how to articulate it. We like the feeling of being in Europe and seeing all the beauty, the history, tasting the food, you know what I mean? Out at night, walking around, like we don't have that kind of beautiful experience, sensual experience here in the States. You might find it in pockets, in places, but it's not the common experience for a lot of people. So again, we crave it, but we can't articulate it, we can't name it because it's taboo to say. I feel for women in the States. This is not the vibe. This is not the vibe, but that doesn't mean that you can't create the vibe, okay? The sensuality deficit does not have to exist within you any longer.
It can be articulated, and it has been articulated. It's just that in the West, there's so many women out here that don't want to do it. They don't want to do the work, plain and simple. They want to be boss babes, corporate baddies that want things on their dime. Now, it is true that a lot of us want things instantly. And you want to climb the corporate ladder, you want to get your money, you want to go out for vacations and brunches. That's not really feminine. That to get there, you have to work extremely hard. A lot of people are trying to get into the 1%. Nobody wants to be normal. Nobody wants to be average. That's the taboo thing. That's a taboo thing right there. And so when you have a lot of these young ladies being taught and them listening to, oh, well, this is what feminine looks like, with men sitting up there telling them, no, this is what feminine is. I might not understand everything about what it means to be a woman, but I can tell you right now, you're looking like me. I can tell you right now, you're patterning your life after me. The things that me and my homeboys do, and I'm not talking about no toxic stuff. I'm talking about this is the way me and my boys move throughout society. And you're doing that, which means you're in my lane. You guys need to start floating back over to your lane so that you can be where you were. But anytime a man says that, it's misogynistic. We've been telling you for a long time, this is a long time coming, but y'all didn't want to hear it. And now it's here.
If you know me, you know I'm a very evil, messy, and toxic person who lives for drama. In all seriousness, I find the discussion, especially among Muslims, fascinating on this relatively non-religious Tea app that is fundamentally for gossip. If you aren't already aware, there's the app called Tea that is women exclusive and anonymous, discussing red or green flags for men. This isn't new. This sort of thing has existed on Facebook and stuff, but the whole premise to me is always a bit suspect. I think it's essential for women to explore and learn about healthy expectations, informed consent, as well as maintain a level of independence in their relationships. But I also think this is so incredibly reflective of the dangers involving centering men, especially when you get carried away and you think that you can excuse all sorts of misconduct on behalf of women in the name of protecting from men. There's an essential reason why accusing someone of a crime or a misdeed or warning people of evil is never haram or sinful or legal, while gossip can be. The reason for that is there's no accountability within gossip. There are no boundaries, and the social pressure of gossip, the clout and community and high that you get from gossiping, motivates you to co-sign behavior that is pretty indefensible. It is essentially a vigilante justice system that carries the danger of every other mob mentality. I see a lot of people say things like, if you're a good guy, you have nothing to worry about. And I think it's essential that we acknowledge that kind of language is manipulative. Never mind the fact that every rating app is skewed very negatively. It also doesn't matter what kind of person I am or what I'm hiding. The burden of proof is on you to demonstrate why it's necessary to have tools like these to justify a right to gossip, or rights to my private information, or rights to anything else. You have to prove that your gossip has done more good than harm, which in this case I think is a difficult thing to do. I think that while there's a mountainous conversation to be had about lack of accountability and rape culture and protection of abusers, a lot of people are co-opting these real concerns and using them as a shield for their unsavory language and smears. It's an inarguable fact that there are men who have been posted on the T app and lied on, called promiscuous or abusive. Folks are making up incredible AO3 style fantasies about people they've never met, and if I'm in a man's shoes, how am I supposed to get justice for the harm you're enacting on my name? And this is why we have due process. The T app is designed for gossip, not justice, because justice necessitates people being able to defend themselves, to provide themselves with an alibi, to provide counter or confirming evidence. In a practical sense, if I come across a lie about me on the T app, if I can somehow bypass all the different ways the app is designed to skew the scales of truth, it is still hard to sue someone for lying about you online, even if it does have consequences in your social or working life, because that is also hard to prove. Also, this app runs on the insane premise that women are somehow inherently more trustworthy than men, that we all somehow look out for each other, that many of us aren't also subsumed by patriarchy or jealousy or hatred. Women are the ones screenshotting this app and helping men make fake accounts. An app that denies men the right to even sign up and defend just themselves on just their post is an app with an inherently misandrist founding principle. And you may think that's awesome and based and that's what men deserve, but it degrades your whole point about being fair and honest and righteous and protecting when you have no practical way to defend against bad actors and the social biases of many women. This is not a game. We have seen men, good and ordinary, kill themselves and go to prison and face severe social consequences for false accusations. This is far less common than abusers that walk free, I agree, but don't you think that a system should work to minimize false positives rather than just double down on its ambiguous ethics? I know I would rather shut down the app and let these people face a court process than patiently wait for a person to face severe legal or real life ramifications for something as pointless and as silly as a dating partner. To be clear, I don't think the app can or should be legally shut down, especially since they provide some good paid services like background checks, which are valid. You could check court records, see if he's legally married, go talk to his friends, go talk to his peers, awesome, check on his family, see what they're like. At least you have the guarantee that these people have actually met the person in question. I understand that there has always existed a tradition of gossip and protecting women, but in our highly structured and professional social landscape, where we have a legal system, I think it is fair for decent good men to have qualms about an app like this going mainstream. And if you have zero business on this app, I think it's best to avoid it in the name of curbing fitna or the temptation to spread evil. That's all I'll say.
My ice cream done turned to freaking soup. But you know what I'm tired of? Like, seriously? Like, I'm gonna have to put this down. Like, every time I get on the internet and there's like a situation where something happens to a girl, like she's assaulted, like she's, or something happens to her, the question always somehow circles back and turns into like a blame game. Like, what was she wearing? What was she doing? Why was she there? Why would you even be out somewhere this late? That lady that at Coney Island, and people in the comment section was like, why would I even be at Coney Island at 3 a.m.? That's the big question here. I'm tired of like this whole like, oh, like boys will be boys. Like, this is that's such a harmful statement. It's not only deeply misogynist, it's like, I don't even, like, what does that even mean? Like, we're taught like, why not to wear, don't walk alone, like, don't be too friendly, or actually not really, because they want us to be friendly, you know, to not get killed. Like, we could say no, but we still get killed. Like, we're literally taught how to avoid being preyed on. Who's teaching the boys not to be predators? And I feel like I'm like chatting. Why does the blame always circle back to her? Like, why does the blame always on the victim here? But like, why do we have to like, why are we being forced with this whole like, it's not all men, and like the whole thing about like, it's not all men? It's like, I get that, but if I got stung by 700 bees, you feel me, and men are not bees, like, this justification is almost like it's in their DNA to be harmful. That's not good. Not only is it negative or it's harmful to men, it's harmful for women, because we're being affected by that. Like, it's bad. Like, if I got stung by 700 bees, I'm not gonna walk into the next, like, I'm not gonna walk into the next swarm of bees and be like, it's not all bees. I got stung 700 times. Of course I don't trust bees. Like, be serious. And you'll have these men come out and be like, oh, I'm a good man. Like, they be like, oh, I'd never do that. But do you check your friends when they do that? Like, you see your friend clearly crossing boundaries, like clearly making a girl uncomfortable, and you stay quiet. Like, you staying quiet don't make you a good guy, bruh. Like, you are a part of the problem. Like, I feel like we need to stop raising women or raising girls to survive men, and instead teach men, like raise men to, like, bro, stop being a reason we have to survive, y'all. Like, we don't need any more rules for girls, but like, there's always something I don't know. I'm like, oh, she should have did this, she should have did that. We don't need more rules. We need better men. Point blank period. That's it.
So this is why they might be asking that question. Let me read something really quickly. In reality, studies suggest that more crimes in aggregate actually happen during the day, though often by a small margin. However, specific types of crimes present a different picture. Violent crimes such as, how can I say this? Unaliving, intimate assault, I'll say it like that. Robbery, aggravated assault, and DWI are statistically more likely to occur at night from approximately 7 p to 7 a. Peak hours for some violent crimes may vary. Murder peaks around 9 p. Aggravated assault peaks around 10 p. Intimate assault SA often peaks between midnight and 3 a. DWI, DUI incidents are most common around 2 a. So when somebody comes out and asks you, what are you even doing out there at that time of the night? That's what they're referring to. And I'm not saying that you're to blame. That's just how men think. They are problem solvers. So whereas a woman might ask, are you okay? What happened? A man is trying to figure out where the threat is. What's going on? He's trying to secure the perimeter and then come back and ask you, right? Obviously, men could get better at saying, okay, are you okay? And then trying to secure the perimeter. But a man, because he wants to make sure that nobody's going to sneak up on him, is most likely going to say, are you okay? And then continue, like, moving while he's saying okay. Like, he's not going to stop. He's going to make sure that everything is fine, then come back and get you. It's just a difference of opinion, or not opinion, but a difference in the way that men handle things.
I know y'all think I'm biased and everything I talk about is so negative and directed towards men. So let me switch it up for you right quick. Let me talk to the men right quick and let them know, if you don't know already. Now, these are my opinions. I'm a woman. I've been around women my whole life. You can take it for what you want, or you can actually pay attention. But these are the out of there opinions that I have about women when you're dating. When I say out of there, that means she is not really looking to be with you or to love you or to cherish you or to honor you or respect you. She's just looking at you for what you can do for her. Again, every circumstance is different, so take what you will out of this situation. Take it with a grain of salt. Let it go through one after the other, or actually pay attention, okay? And these are not in no specific order, so don't. If you ask her for her phone number and she gives you her social media handle or a link, she out of here, bro. She not really interested in you. Now, this next one, if she got kids, and she can be copacetic and cool with her baby daddy, but if she still got pictures of her baby daddy in any parts of her social media, baby, she out of there. She ain't, oh, look, you gonna be fighting a baby daddy? Like, are you ready to go to jail? If you can reach her all day, but at nighttime, she all of a sudden sleep or unavailable every day, bro, she out of there. This is the one that's living probably with her baby daddy. Which brings me to my next thing. This should be a no-brainer. But if she is still living with her baby father, I don't care if she said she falling on hard times. You know, the kids are little and they want to stay together. Whatever the case may be, if she is under the roof of the man who impregnated her, baby, she out of there, okay? You decide, nigga, okay? Like, if you cool with that, I'm all for men wanting to help him provide and stuff. But if on the first date, she starts talking about she needs help with her bills, wanting to get her hair done and telling you how much it is without you asking, baby, she out of there. She looking for help, okay? She looking for, again, nothing wrong, but let the man ask you. Let him, you know, bitch, I don't know you. You need your hair done already? Like, what happened to the hair I found you with when I first met you? Like, if you ask her what happened to her last relationship, and if she doesn't give you just a plain, simple explanation, if she's always constantly bringing up, and then the this, and you know what, after that, and then that's the topic of discussion every time y'all talking about, baby, she ain't over it. He probably just went to the store or something. He coming back, like, and you just until he come back from the store, like, she waiting for that man, okay? Like, she ain't over it, okay? This is another one that goes along with the whole living situation. If you can never step foot in her house, and I'm not saying like the first couple of months and stuff, but if every time y'all link up, it's because y'all going out to eat, you know what I'm saying? Like, y'all going on vacation. She's at your house, but you don't know where she lives at, and it's been about a year, baby. Baby, I'm just saying, just stay safe. Like, let's be fucking for real. Here's another one that may be controversial. If y'all having a good day and all of a sudden she just gets upset for no reason, bro, she's not mad at you. She's mad at her real name. Like, like, you ever trying to buy flowers and like, baby, it's not your fault. Like, she, like, what the, like, no, like, and she wants to be alone. Like, she don't want to be alone. She just don't want to be with you right now for a little moment. She going through a little love triangle, okay? Like, she out of there, okay? This last one gonna be controversial. Like, I got so many in my head, but if this last one gonna be controversial, I know the girls gonna be mad, the men gonna be mad, people gonna be mad. But ain't nothing wrong with going out with your homegirls, going down town, party. But if every weekend she wants to be outside with the Don Julio Acafulio, and you asking her to spend time with her, you want to spend time with her, like one-on-one time, like, and she don't want to, and she get agitated, bro, she cooked. Like, she out of there, bro. She doesn't want to be with you. Like, she only is with you for what you can do for her, bro. Like, hello? Like, what's not clicking, Steven? Those are my thoughts of she out of there. Like, let me know what y'all think. Let me know what y'all experience. And ladies, I got you next. Don't get too mad, okay, because you know I ain't lying.